Hi everyone, we are
La
LaChiMoLaLa. Hi everyone, this is our last recap for BTS's In the Soop season 2. We're going to do behind the scenes episode 5 and then also their special where they got back together after some time had passed, looked at pictures and talked about their experience. There was actually a lot to cover, I felt like, in the last behind the scenes.
Yeah, it starts off with like J-Hope like walking around and then he winds up asking like, "Oh, where's Suga?" And JK's like, "I don't know, like maybe his studio, you know?" And so then we see J-Hope walk over and
And it's
pokes his
raining too, like not hard, but like it's drizzling.
yeah, and he pokes his head in and then lo and behold, like Suga's there lying in bed, you know? And so he starts greeting them, and then Jimin gets curious, and because he's never seen the inside of that camper van yet.
Yeah.
And then Jimin makes a remark saying, like, "Oh, I should sleep here tonight," you know? And so
Sugar's
Sugar,
so funny. He's like, yeah, you should. It's great.
yeah, yeah,
He's like, I have to clean up in the morning anyway. And I was
yeah.
like, what does that mean? Does he think Jimin's gonna make a mess?
Yeah. And then they both leave, and then J-Hope walks over to a tent, and it's raining now, not even drizzling or sprinkling.
Like real rain.
And you can hear all the raindrops like hitting the tent, and it sounds very soothing, you know. So then J-Hope like lies down and starts like texting or whatever he's doing, browsing on his phone. Then they go back to Suga, and he goes back to bed.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I do feel like when they first came in, he tried to play it off like he hadn't been in the bed. He was
Yeah,
like, oh, hey, I'm working in here, working.
yeah,
And then after they left, he was like, I'm gonna lie down.
yeah. Oh my gosh, so true. And then yeah, then he pretty much does the same thing as J-Hope, and they were both in the same positioning, you know,
Yeah.
like just staring at their phone.
Their legs out, just
Yeah,
like chilling. Except
yeah,
Sugar had a giant guitar next to him.
yeah, yeah, he did. And so, yeah, and then from there, we have while the guys were doing that, RM was working out again, and it was just one movement that we saw, and it was just him using the dumbbells. They cut to him because people were asking where RM was, and he was at the gym, and he was doing a
Which he
movement.
seemed to be doing a lot of. So good for him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I bet you he was in there twice a day. I mean, they have so much footage of him. I was just like, whoa, man
yeah.
works out.
hmm And so I have no idea what this movement is called, but I used to do this with PT for my shoulder injury, where like I would take a resistance band and hold on to it like this and do this, and it's like a
Oh,
lot of like pinching of like your shoulder blades and stuff like that. So it was like a lot of like back workout that he did, and of course he's dumbbells though with it, and so you know his when you put tension, you kind of put tension on your biceps, and you know, so again, upper body work, you know, so
he's
he was
working
standing doing that.
it.
And then they cut to V, and V was doing something magical in his room, which is one of his favorite things to do in the soup was
Yeah.
paint.
I loved how he did so many. He had 3 canvases by the end and he just kind of like went nuts. And I loved how they showed that there was like a big progression of time. He had to turn on the lights, it got dark. He was like very, it was funny. He was spontaneous, but also thoughtful. Like, he put the pink on and then just went crazy with it. And then he like thought about what to do after that, kind of like worked it out. And they showed him going to rinse his brush, which I'm pretty sure you shouldn't rinse your brush in your sink, your bathroom sink. That probably left a stain. Pro tip. Uh, but he was just like very happy, just like quietly, contently. He didn't even have music on. And he was just like,
He was just
just
so happy.
creating. Yeah. I feel like he just loves doing that kind of stuff, whether it's writing a song or learning to play an instrument or painting, just that's how he zens out.
He was totally in his element.
Yeah.
So
And they
yeah,
were super cute. I really liked them. I liked the pink one a lot, actually. I was like, ooh, I want that. It's cute.
I was gonna say the pink one is my favorite too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet you somebody has that face tattooed on them somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And there's Army out there who's got it for sure.
And if you do, please leave a comment. Yeah, we would
Because I
love.
love it. That little
Yeah.
Vante face is so cute. I mean, he's used it before, and I just feel like it's a very interesting little signature. I love it.
Yeah. And so then then we move on to Jimin and RM. And so Jimin had already, it was the last day. And Jimin was the last person to get up, but also the very first person to pack off his stuff.
Yeah.
So he had no care in the world. He was just doing whatever, like I have a few hours left here. I'm just going to follow people and I'm just going to follow RM. So he followed RM to the room and he wound up looking because like RM had like a set of nice sunglasses. Like,
yeah, he had that huge box full where in the actual, not behind the scenes, but in the regular episodes, when he first tried to open it, he almost broke it. I don't know if you caught that. Like just trying to get into the sunglasses. I was like, ooh, that thing's not long for this world.
yeah. Yeah. And so Jimin's like, ooh. And he's like, this matches my outfit. And so he borrowed the sunglasses, and then that's the sunglasses that we see him in interviews.
Yeah. And he was like, ooh, this completes my look. I look good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Yeah.
like, I'm taking these. I also loved how when he was watching RM pack, he's like, are you gonna take your In the Soop stuff? And he was like, oh, RM's was like, oh, I'm gonna take my pajamas. He was like, really? I packed everything. And he was like, RM was like, what? He's like, yeah, everything that was in my room, I packed it, taking it. It's all coming home. Like, you know what I mean? Jimin's the guy who takes all the shampoo bottles at the hotel, which I have no problem with. I think that that's probably smart. They're just going to throw them out.
Yeah, they're just gonna throw them out, and you don't want to do that to the environment, right?
And Jimin actually, I'm not sure he brought any other clothes because he wore In the Soop stuff constantly. He had the most In the Soop outfits, you know what I mean? So he was just like, yeah, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
And he even said, he's like, I'm going to wash it all at home. So I think he wore most of it.
Yeah.
I could just leave it. He's like, I'm taking it. It's mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Though I did see him a couple times wearing like just non In the Soop stuff too. Like I think I saw a shirt of him saying like behind the like one of his shirts that says like live in the back of his. Yeah. So but yeah, so he totally took those sunglasses, and then we move on to Bam again with JK. Yay. And we see more of their relationship together. Oh my gosh, he just loves his dog so much.
Right? I didn't even know you were supposed to do all that for a dog. Have we not been raising our dogs right? I guess the question is, how often does he do it? But it seemed like a full Bam JK spa day.
Yeah.
Because first JK put on a face mask. So then he was like, had that hilarious mask on while he brushed his teeth. He glossed up his coat. He massaged oil into his paws. I mean, and Bam was so good. He was such a champ. He was just like, he did whatever was told of him. He was just like, stay. And he's like, okay. Do what you have to do. It was so cute.
And we're both pet parents, and so it's so funny when we talk to our pet, it's like we get all super high pitchy, like, oh, such a good boy. Like, good boy. JK totally does that too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you really like that, huh? You like the flavor of that toothpaste.
It's yummy. Good boy.
Yeah. So cute to see. I love that.
And I loved when he had like whatever it was for his coat, and first he like sprayed it on a towel and rubbed him, and then he was worried it wasn't enough, so he was like guarding his face and his eyes and his mouth so he wouldn't get in there, and rubbing him down and everything. I was just like, whoa. And then when he did the paws, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's like so cute.
He made me look like I'm really bad like dog parent, because I don't even massage my dog's paws. Now I feel like I have to.
Right? He set the bar really high.
Really high. I mean,
Bam's a lucky pup.
Yeah. This is certainly not his first rodeo, with a dog.
So yeah, he's obviously cared for a dog before.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. And then episode 5 just ends all of them, drinking outside in front of the camper van, um, you know, doing cheers, with their beer, their cloud beer. So, but yeah, the episode ends there. And then we get a special, which it was a 24-minute video of them looking at candid shots that were taken by the production crew. Like
Yeah, stuff they didn't know about.
Yeah, they had no idea that they were standing there taking pictures of them. And so the first group was RM, Jimin, SUGA, and Jin. So they broke it out by 2 groups. And so they started with them first, and it was like really quick swipes.
Yeah.
Really quick. They were just going through it really quickly. And then, they had their moments, and, they talked about like, oh, that's like a nice picture or whatnot. But then
my favorite in this group was Jin in his pool outfit. They love to talk about that Louis Vuitton loud outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did. They I think RM mentioned it probably like
every time he saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Jin every single time would have to explain, I got that 3 to 4 months ago
for this.
For In the Soop. Okay.
I like how he was like, that's my excuse for it. And RM was always like, oh no, I like it. It looks good on you. And Jim was like, do you? It feels like you're being shady.
Yeah. Even at one point too, I think in one of the regular episodes, RM was like, yeah, I was going to pick that outfit, but I decided not to.
Yeah. But it looks great on you. Like, yeah, okay, sure. I also love there were some pictures of SUGA playing basketball, and there was one from the first day, and he was like, everyone was like, look how skinny you are. He didn't say it. I think everyone else did. Everyone was like, you're so thin. Why are you so thin? He was like, oh, I was sick, so I was thin. And then there's one from like 2 days later. He's like, look, now I'm normal.
Yeah.
Because of how much they cooked and ate.
Yeah.
They literally cooked and ate nonstop. They probably had 8 meals a day.
Yeah. And Jimin was like, oh, he was over the moon for the Hanwoo steak sandwiches because he mentioned it. He's like, oh man, that was so good.
And in fact, the other group mentioned it too, didn't they?
Yeah. So they mentioned JK's pork. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but remember he made like
he really loved that. And JK was so proud of himself. He's like, I'll make it for you again sometime. And B was like, will you better.
Yeah, so
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, so that was like the second group that started looking at pictures too. So it was JK, J-Hope, and V. So the 3 of them. And
I have to admit, J-Hope did a smart thing there because he gave JK the iPad and he was like, you'll make this fun. Like the first group just swiped through, but JK like enlarge stuff or like minimize things or like to emphasize.
Yeah, it's like the production crew knew, so that's why they probably sectioned it off to just those 3 because they wound up talking in detail like on every picture,
Yeah. And it was cute because there were some things that the group didn't know, like V didn't know about J-Hope's bottle rocket. Like he was so fascinated, and J-Hope loved the picture they got of him. He was like, who took this? Tell them they did such a good job. He was like, I want this for my wall.
Yeah, and that was a great picture. Oh my god,
really was. And I loved how JK like zoomed in on J-Hope's face where he's like, whoa, like he even can't believe he did it. It's so cute.
It's so cute. I love it. Yeah. And JK, the picture of Bam
where it literally looks like someone called both their names at the same time and they're like, huh?
Squirrel.
Yes, it's a total squirrel moment. And I think you said it first. You were like, wow, they look alike. You really do.
They really do. It's so funny because people say that like you look like your dog winds up looking like your owner. Okay, I don't have a beard, so I mean, that's my dog. He's a mini schnauzer. So yeah, I don't know how true it is, but in this case for JK and Bam, true.
He's one of those examples that proves the rule.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I loved watching them. And then I think they had a picture of V where he was like dancing to Idol with the fireworks and stuff. which was
yeah.
really cute. And J-Hope had taken like that cute video of him. Yeah, it was just really cute to see all of them. We did have one complaint though. If you're watching the subtitles, all the pictures, so they're sitting at a table and their faces are here, and all the pictures are below where the tablecloth would be. But that's also where they put the subtitles. Like either I wish they had moved the pictures up or they'd move the subtitles up. That would have been easiest. So a lot of times you had to like pause or go back to figure out like what is this picture? I don't even know what this picture is, especially in the first group because they did it so fast.
Yeah.
It's a little easier with JK. Thanks, JK. You're the best. But yeah, it was just like this seems kind of like a basic misstep.
Yeah, I felt like that was a rookie move too, because I was like,
You're
really?
better than this, guys. You're better than this.
Come on.
You made like
Yeah.
160 episodes of Run BTS. You know how this works. You know there's going to be subtitles, okay?
Come on. I mean, they're global superstars. You know, come on.
So that was my one little complaint. I felt like I couldn't enjoy it as much because I couldn't see the pictures as well.
Yeah, it was really difficult because actually you, Beth, warned me about it first, you know, because you watched it first and you're like, I'm gonna have a difficult time like looking at the pictures. So I'm like, wait, what? Why? You know? And then when I was watching it, I'm like,
right. You're like, what is happening? Because it's like the subtitles aren't usually just one line. They're not like 3 words. It's like 2 full sentences. So they take up a lot of room and they're blacked out behind them. So you really just couldn't get a good sense of what was going on.
You would have to stop and rewind. And I'm like, oh, this is annoying. So that 24-minute episode wound up being 34. You know?
Because you're like, pause, reverse, reverse.
Because we want to see the whole detail, you know? That's how we are. So yeah, but you know, I really loved the behind the scenes. Like it gave you like another perspective, like especially like with Jimin and the sunglasses, right? Like how he came about to wearing those sunglasses and how he chose them. That was really fun, you know.
These were like the little, you know, we enjoyed so much of In the Soop, and then these were more of those little throwaway comments that really tell you a lot about them personally that maybe they don't even realize.
Yeah.
You know, just those the little things back and forth, like J-Hope being so willing to play tennis with everybody because he knew he was the only person who knew how. Like, you know, JK wanting to give everyone a fun ATV ride, everyone playing with Bam, cleaning up, the cooking. Like, there's just so much. It's funny, they said, we haven't seen In the Soop 1, but they all said that, you know, they weren't together as much. They had more free time individually. But I felt like they were together all the time.
Yeah. I'm like,
you know, they definitely are still a unit.
Yeah. Most definitely. So I enjoyed watching them work, you know, working out. Mainly because I want to see what they do because they all have great physiques, you know. So I know it has a lot to do with their diet and nutrition. Because you know what the professionals say, 80% nutrition, 20% working out. And so in this case I just wanted to see the working out part, and that was fun to see like what kind of movements that they do, and a lot of, you know, similar movements to like CrossFit or bodybuilding. So that was fun. Loved it. So yeah, I would definitely watch In the Soop 3 because it looks like J-Hope alluded to season 3.
I think J-Hope said he'd want one and everyone else was like, yes. You know, I just hope next time maybe it's a little longer for their sake.
Yeah.
I'd like for them to have, you know, 5 days, not 3.
Yeah.
But I also just appreciate that they let us follow them on even this, which to me feels like very private vacation time. Like they're literally going somewhere where no one in the world can find them.
Yeah.
But they still take us along with them because Army is the actual 8th member of BTS and Bam is the 0.5 member of BTS. But I really like that, you know, even when they're vacationing, they think about us and they want to do stuff that'll make us happy. And I think that was the most interesting thing. They were also worried. They were like, are we being boring? Are they gonna like this? They're like so concerned about us, and it's like, it's your time to rest. We'll like anything, just enjoy.
Yeah. And the label is like, you don't have to worry about that.
The label gets us.
Yeah. It's it, and you know, great job to the production crew, the team,
Yes.
everybody who puts everything together, because it could have been really boring, but
Yeah.
their editing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
And they made that huge like estate. There was so much to do. And there was so much food.
yeah, so much food. Yeah,
So
they really did a fantastic job.
yeah.
So
Yeah. It was really well done. And like you said, I hope there's another one.
I hope there's another one too. I know, fingers crossed. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming along with us with these behind the scenes recaps. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do, please like, share, and subscribe. And we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
and we will see you guys next time.
안녕.